Are periods supposed to be terrible, horrible, painful, heavy, and totally wreck your life when you have it? What do you think? Let's talk about that today. Hey everyone, welcome back. Dr. Jennifer Lincoln, board certified OBGYN, and I am passionate about this YouTube today, and here's why. Before I get started, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you're notified for every time I put out a new YouTube. My last YouTube was about painful periods, how we figure out what's going on, and what we can do to get you feeling better. And in fact, if you haven't watched it, you can just go ahead and click on the card up there, watch it, and come back to this. And I covered that because I'm a gynecologist. I help people have better periods all the time. But when I made a response to a certain TikTok where somebody said, did you know it's not normal to have terrible periods and that it's not normal that they overtake your life? People kept tagging me and saying, hey, Dr. Jen, is this normal? Because I've been told periods are supposed to be horrible. So I made a response to it where I agreed with her and I said, yeah, some cramping here and there, feeling a little fatigued, maybe not feeling the best, on the first day of your period is normal, but having to take off from work or school or just feeling like you are in this terrible pain and that every month when your cycle comes, you are just down and out, that's not normal. And I thought, okay, probably some people need to hear this message, but most people know that, right? Wrong. So as of filming right now today, the TikTok that I made in response where I said, yeah, no, it's not normal for your period to suck that much, has 347,000 views and it has 1,308 comments. And I can tell you the vast majority of those comments are people saying, are you kidding me? I have been told my entire life that periods are just supposed to suck and that I'm supposed to just deal with it. So here are just a few that I want to share with you, but go ahead and scroll the comment section and it's sad. It's heartbreaking how many people have been made to feel that they're supposed to just deal with their periods. Okay, here's a few. Whenever I go to see the doctor due to cramps, they always say, 'cause you're stressed. Is it true? Yeah, stress can play a role, but not to a degree that you're like dying of pain. Every time I've told any doctor about my painful cramps, they just tell me to take ibuprofen. Doesn't matter if I'm literally in tears over it. That sucks. This one. What? I become almost completely paralyzed while simultaneously in so much pain for 3 days. I thought that was normal. And you can see from here, these comments are coming over and over again. People, women and people with a uterus who have periods who have been told, sorry honey, it's just normal. Let's break that down. Let's bust that stigma today because it's not normal. And the reason I am so passionate about talking about this is because if you don't know that it's abnormal to be suffering this much, then you don't know that life can be better. So let's talk about why is it that period pain is just so normalized. And it's important that we first hit on the fact here that this is a gender thing for sure. Overwhelmingly, studies have shown that when women talk about pain, they are taken less seriously than men. So studies have shown that women wait longer to be seen in the emergency room as compared to men, even when it's for the same exact symptoms. And then when they eventually are seen, they are less likely to be given pain medication and more likely to be given medicines that help with anxiety and psychiatric kind of medications. Which is not to say that maybe they're not needed, but the fact that women are being told that their pain is up here as opposed to in their body compared to men is super suspicious. This is a totally freaky statistic, but a study that came out in 2000 in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that women were 7 times more likely to be discharged while having a heart attack as compared to men who were appropriately diagnosed with a heart attack and treated. Not being taken seriously for a heart attack? WTF. And let's talk about endometriosis, which is a very common condition that affects about 1 in 10 people with a uterus. The average time that it takes for somebody with endometriosis to be diagnosed is between 6 and 11 years after they're first seeking care for it. That means it can take them almost a decade to be heard and taken seriously. And then let's even take it to the next level. People of color are treated even worse. And so when you are a woman or a person with a uterus of color, you are being taken seriously way less more than your white male counterpart. So we know that women in general, when they come to talk about pain, they are oftentimes brushed off more than men. Hence why many women and people with a uterus are told, oh honey, your period, yeah, it's just normal, it hurts, just deal with it. Wrong. Now, where does this come from? Friends, this is not a new problem. This has been going on since the beginning of time. Historically, we have great evidence to show that women are not taken seriously and what's going on in their bodies is just chalked up to it being in their head. So let's talk about the term hysterectomy, which is the surgical removal of the uterus. The base of that word, hyster, comes from the Greek origin, hystera, which means womb, or from the Latin hystericus, which means of the womb. And think about the word hysterical that has that same base word in it. And it is because it was thought that when women were quote unquote hysterical, whatever physical or any manifestations that were happening to them were because of their uterus and their emotional problems related to the troublesome issues going on in their uterus. And there was even a thought back in the day that the reason that women were having hysteria was because their uterus was wandering throughout their body. And so there were treatments done like in the Egyptian times where they would hold these herbs and these things down near the woman's vagina to trick the uterus to come back into place. I mean, if that doesn't sound crazy, I don't know what does. And another term, loony, right, to mean a little crazy, that is from the word lunacy, which has the base word in there, lunar. And this idea historically was that lunacy was related to the cyclic phase of the moon cycle, which was also linked to females' menstrual cycle. Do you see how these gender terms have been enmeshed in these words for crazy, hysterical, nuts? It's ridiculous. And so what you get from this is that men are rational beings and women are emotional and crazy. And when men have pain, there must be an actual cause. And when women or people with a uterus have it, they're crazy and hysterical and loony and they just need some anxiety meds and they'll be okay. So now to get back to modern day where you might think, well, Jen, that was like hundreds of years ago. We don't think like that anymore. Clearly we do, because I just told you about the studies where women are taken less seriously. And it's oftentimes because they're seen to be more emotional and more reactive and they just need to take it easy. And that's not okay. The other reason pain isn't taken seriously is because people are like, you know what, grin and bear it. This is your job as a woman. You have periods, you have babies. That's just the way it goes. You should even be thankful that you have periods and you can get pregnant. Aren't you lucky? No, that's not an okay narrative for somebody who's suffering to hear. So take all of this, and now do you understand why 1,308 comments related to that TikTok about why periods are so terrible and how come nobody ever told me? Why I'm not so surprised now that I've thought about it more and the historical basis of this? Take home message, your periods should not suck. If they're more than just a minor annoyance, or if they are in any way, shape, or form ruining your life, interfering with your daily activities, we can help. And you can click on some of these cards that I've shown throughout this YouTube and other information that I have under my periods playlist, and you can see what's going on, what we can do to help, and you don't just have to grin and bear it. And if you've seen somebody and you've been brushed off, it's time to get another opinion. I've got excellent references and resources in the show notes, both about painful periods and what to do about them, and also just some of the cool history stuff because I'm a history buff and that's what I love. So check them out. As always, follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more at Dr. Jennifer Lincoln. In the comment section, let me know. Have you been blown off? Have you been told that your periods are just supposed to suck? I want to know about it. All right, everybody, stay safe and speak up. You do not deserve to be in pain.